The good old Who's today in Sydney were at headquarters at Randwick. It was an absolute strip out for the captains. You might think there are a few results there, but I'm telling you now, every winner was very well backed. Go back to Kembla Grange today, a week ago, on the 3rd of January. The track at Kembla that day was good. The rail was in the normal position. Now, I don't know how far a lot of these runners would have won by if they'd led on the fence and if there wasn't a strong wind against them in the straight, because there were runners that led and were near the fence, up near the lead, turned for home, got smashed by the wind, and just kept on going. So I dare say if that wind wasn't there, the margins could have been possibly greater. So I think even though I think you've got to give a bit of a bonus to a bit of a minus to the runners that the winners that led on the fence and won, because I think the fence was a big start there. That was today, a week ago. We went to Warwick Farm during the week on Wednesday, the 7th of January. The track was good. The rail was 5 metres out from the thousands of the winning post. There was 3 metres the remainder. There was a northeasterly breeze blowing. Didn't have any effect on the results, and the track I thought played fair. You could lead on the fence and win, or you could come from behind. But in saying that, most of the winners were up handy to the lead. So I'm going to say there's no bias, but it most certainly wasn't a swoopers track. We went to yesterday. Yesterday we had a twilight meeting at Gosford Cup Day, the Bell of the Turf, and so on. And the track was a good 3. The rail was in the normal position. There was a light breeze blowing, swirling from either northwest or northeast, off and on during the day. Had no effect, and you could, well, I think it was a bit of an advantage to be up on the pace. It was hard to run on at Gosford yesterday, even if even if the pace were fairly strong. It was best to be saving ground near the fence and up near the lead. We got to headquarters today. The track was good, and the rail was normal. They ran some very fast times there. There was no breeze. Nothing at the time. It wasn't wind assisted. The penetrometer reading was fairly low, 4.86. So that obviously had something to do with the times. The figures here today for the captains, as usual, very, very skinny. The first race we only got 101, and the winner was by far the best backed runner. That was She's Clean, stablemate, or Chris Waller. There were 5 runners, and Chris Waller had 3 of the runners. The 3-year-old from Melbourne, Boomwah, who we have seen in Sydney before, went straight to the lead. And, Bold Blake Shin said, you're not Bold Blake Shin, clever Karen McAvoy said, you're not getting out of my sights. And he made sure the Boomwah ran along up in front. When they went past the 800 metre mark, the winner in the field of 5, She's Clean, was 2.5 to 3 lengths behind the other 4. But the pace was on all the way. Eased off heels, topping the rise, ridden by Bold Blake Shin, and won by 4 lengths. Thank you very much at the finish. I wish they'd run that race over again. It was picking up. It was fair dinkum like finding section on the ground It absolutely trotted him, but the race was very solidly run. Race 2, we only got 97% here. We genius captains at the track. I must be the biggest googie egg, and a soft-boiled one at that. That goes. I don't know why I bother even taking part. I can't add up, so that it's just a fair dinkum joke. 97 we gave here, and who won it? Flamboyant Lass, the Avery, trained by I Own the Lead, and ridden by P King, P King, the boy they call obviously the Duck, over here from Western Australia, riding in New South Wales now. He took this Flamboyant Lass straight to the lead. It jumped out of the barriers like a jackrabbit, and he avoided the fence. That's what I have got to say here today. Winners, you could lead. There were two leaders that won. This winner here, Flamboyant Lass, and the last winner, but they didn't stay near the 18 pence when they came to the turn. They eased off the fence and got wider when they topped the rise, and stayed off the fence down the straight. And as I say, it went straight to the front. Flamboyant Lass showed them a clean pair of heels. They raced, let's say on the south side, a 50 to 1 chance, Chivago, and it finished up running third. It was on its outside, but it was able to get clear over the final stages to win by 3.3 lengths. And we put up 11 to 8. We got out to 13 to 8, back into 11 to 8, hard to get towards the end of betting, if not a 5 to 4 chance, and it won like an odds-on chance. Race 3, we only gave 99% here. This was a different run than put in at Warwick Farm last start, Kaepernick. Old Blake Shin was the postilion. He jumped out. He looked like he was going to be in a handy position in the field of 8, field of 7, I should say, up near about 4th position. Then all of a sudden he was going to be trapped 3 wide, so he eased back to be second last or last on the outside. Ins and out, ran along up near the lead, and a little bit of a jackrabbit. And the second pick, Mer Salt, who was extremely hard to lay after opening up $3.30, a 9 to 4 chance, got out to 13 to 4, 9 to 4 to 13 to 4. It finished up running second, getting past ins and out. But the winner, Kaepernick, got wide in the straight and finished over the top of them to win by a half a length, being the second pick. And we put it up only a 7 to 2 chance. Muggins here, I got it out to $7, 6 to 1 at one stage, and I paid the penalty because I laid it $7, I laid it at $6, I laid it $6.50 towards the finish. I took my 11 to 2, and it was a pooey result. Race 4, 95% only we got here. We gave only 95. That's like finding section on the ground. And who won this race? I think Mark Sheen even said amplifying maybe the outside was a lot better than that going near the fence. And the first and second here settled down in, the second horse was three or four lengths behind the rest of the field, the 6 runners, around about the 800 metre mark, got to the outside. The winner, when it moved up on its outside, tried to keep it in. The second horse, Smart Moochie, tried to keep the winner in a bit of a pocket when they topped the rise, but ridden by Miss S. Clinton, she was able to extradite the little runner, Timeless Prince, off heels, and finish a little bit better, stronger than Smart Moochie to win by 0.2 of a length. It was near the fence all the way. Well, it led Queenian, stuck on all right, maybe in the worst section of the ground. Likewise, Chestnut Road, who drew barrier 1. The favourite here, Tarrangoa, we know what the story was there. That had bandages on and been knocking itself on its elbow apparently, and was made a little bit of use of early on, but and it dropped out and ran last, the favourite, beaten 5.5 lengths. It was resuming today over the 1400. Race 5, we only gave 93% here, well, when they crossed the line, there was only 3.5 lengths between first and second in the field of 9, and we all saw what the story was. The runner that sat outside the leader, and the leader stayed close to the fence all the way. That was Caprosa, so its run was better than it looked. The winner, Il Mio Destino, sat outside it, and when they hit the line, the margins were 0.2, 0.3, 0.5 the length. So only a half a length between and then 0.7, so 0.7 of a length between the first 4 runners, and the 4th place getter, and that was the Holy Delusions. It started favourite. Well, it hasn't got out yet. It was no fault of the rider. The split only had to appear. It would have darted through. She tried to ease off heels. It was kept in a pocket by Miss Reddy when she tried to get out of the pocket, or it might have been, no, it wasn't. It might have been Frill Seeking. It got trapped 3 wide and pulled its head off in the run. But we all saw what happened. Il Mastino held on to just win, but at any stage in the straight, well, after they topped the rise, if it would have got the split at any stage after that Holy Delusions, it would have got the chocolates. We bet $5, only started 11-4, so I was forced to 11-4, and the punters were, unfortunately, were right on the mark. But luck in racing, and what happens in races is the difference between winning and losing. Things can go against you, but there was no value here at all for the captains. As I say, we only bet 93%. The winner was extremely well backed. One of the pros found it, and nice and strongly asked me for whatever I wanted at $15. I said, "Go away, will you?" And I bet him. I bet them something. I bet them more than I should have. I know that. It opened up $13. Il Mio Destino got out to $16 and $15, back into about $12, 11-1 when the starter said go. These were the flux in this race. Holy Delusions went from $4.40 out to $5. I might have even seen $5.50 about it in the outside ring. Started only 11-4, $3.80. Caprosa went from $7.50 out to $12, back into $10. Oh My Papa went from $12 out to $14, back into $13. Hoy Bell from $6.50 or $7.50 out to $9, back into $8.50. We had Miss Reddy from $12 out to $15. Now, with the owners of Medusa's Miss, please step forward. We put it up the 5-2 favourite. 5-2 the field, we said, at the finish. Well, 9-2 Medusa's Miss. It was 5-2 to 9-2. Didn't have a price. Anyone who wanted to back it, you just gave them an empty brief and they filled it themselves. Il Mio Destino, as I said, was 13 out to 15 or $16, back into $13. Frill Seeking, very well back, $9.50 given, only started $5.50. And the bottom one, Mielo, was $18 out to $26, back into $19, back out to about $20, about 93%. Not worth a crumpet. Race 6, 101. Oh, this was good. 101 we gave here. The favourite got past the post first. I think the Stipes knew what they were doing here. There was a protest thrown in by the second horse, Diametric, who never ever came in contact with the winner, of course, the Alfonso. But the Alfonso caused all of the trouble to Layback Larry, who pulled up with a very deep wound on his near foreleg, just above, around about on his cannon bone. So that could cause it some problems. And when Layback Larry sat outside the leader, Kirtley, who was going to be ridden back quieter today, but went straight to the lead. And Layback Larry, as I say, sat on the outside of the leader, Kirtley. on Layback Larry's back was the favourite, the Alfonso. And when they turned for home, when the Alfonso moved up on the outside of Layback Larry, unfortunately ducked in, and when he ducked in, checked Layback Larry, and right at that time, the horse second past the post Diametric, who was resuming today, was going for a middle split, and Layback Larry, after being checked by the favourite, the Alfonso, was hampered, and then again towards the finish, the Alfonso came in slightly, not making contact, but taking Diametric's running, and of course the margin was only a short half head, 0.1 of a length, and after viewing the head-on and the slow motion, there's a good chance it would have got the split when it came without getting the check from that it copped. It might have won the race by a clear length. So I agree with the Stipes this time. I think the protest had to be upheld. Race 7, there was only the neat 100 we gave in this race. And who was it won by? Oh yes, the favourite, Inside Job. It went like a jackrabbit it is. Quell went out, went very quickly. The second horse, Nuclear Class, who was resuming, chased it. At one stage, around about the 600, Quell was leading by about 3.5, 4 lengths to Nuclear Class, who's also got plenty of toe. And there was another good 3 lengths back to the favourite, Inside Job. And that by the time they came to the turn, those margins had narrowed, and the second pick, Thermal Current, the runner from Melbourne, it was in third last position. You got a bit of a check at the start from another runner, might have been Inside Job, coming in and just making the second favourite, Thermal Current, be a little bit further back than he wanted to be, but he was being pushed along by the same token to keep up coming to the turn, made up a lot of ground. When they hit the line, the margins were 0.4 by 0.6 of a length. The favourite held on, grabbed, I should say, Nuclear Class, who got past Quell, and the second pick, Thermal Current, ran on down the outside to be beaten 0.6 of a length. So what else do you say there? The last race came along. This was the other leader to win. We only gave 101 in the marketplace, and the winner was a result for the captors because we put it up 4-1 third pick, 9-4 the field. We put it up Emerald City. We put it up 7-2 second pick Unique, the second horse, the second place getter, and we put it up 4-1 bar the pair, Great Esteem. It went straight to the lead like most map makers had it doing. He was able to get a fairly easy time, Kay Jennings, and when they got to the turn, he didn't stay close to the fence. He eased off the fence, was about 5 off, topping the rise, and he had enough kick in him to hold on to right down to the line to win by 0.2 of a length. As I say, beating Unique, who sat in the 1-1 position. Nada Cheetah got trapped 3 wide in the run. It got held up slightly, a jitterbug going for a run, and it had to switch back to the inside sands alike, Sansiki, and it was only beaten. It ran third, only beaten 0.7 of a length. And when they hit the line in the field of 10, there was only 2.9 lengths between the 10 of them. Run this race over again, and you would obviously get quite a few different results. That was the story, the mother and the glory today. If you were grumble and grunting or wire netting in any form or shape, whatever you did, I hope you did better than I did, because I finished well on the wrong side of the ledger. Good evening.